Welcome, welcome, welcome. You're in the right place at the right time. Today is Tuesday and it is 5 o'clock Central Time, and we are here for our show. And Miss Fiona's in Studio B over there. I'm in Studio A. What's up, Miss Fiona? How you doing?
Oh, I'm just chilling. How are you?
I'm still glad to be alive, baby. Still glad to be alive. I tell you, you know, and we got a great show lined up for everybody today. I've got my friend that has been on the show with us before, and it's been 10 years since he's been on the show, so
Mhm.
I'm really excited. So you all don't go anywhere. He's a filmmaker. He's got a lot of stuff that he's going to be telling us about. So man, I'm excited about today. To hear him talk about what he's doing. He's been in the business doing what he's been doing continuously since the last time I saw him. So it's a good thing, man. I'm so excited.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
It is
how's your day
exciting.
going?
You know what? I was given a lot of life today from my little kids.
Baby's
So,
kids?
yes, they give me
Oh,
life.
okay. All right.
That's why I do what I do.
Oh, so you had a good day today.
I did. I really did. What's it, Tuesday? I think it's because they don't have school on Friday.
Ah, so they trying to make sure they have an easy day, leading up to Thursday, so that that you all can kick them out the door without telling them anything bad on to their parents. Huh?
Absolutely. We having a party on Thursday, so you get them all sugared up, happy, and then they have a long weekend. So
All right now.
it
That's what
works out
I
for everybody.
that's what I call revenge. Send them suckers home geeked up on sugar. That's what's up. Yep. Shout out to my
Hmm.
brother in broadcasting, Mr. Chocolate Yoda, hanging out with us today. He's
Oh,
on the
great.
line following us. He says hi, Ron and Fiona. He was just on with us last week, and great show last week. So if you all didn't get a chance to see it, you can go see the replay. It's all over Facebook. It's all over everywhere. So you guys can go
Hmm.
check it out. So let's get this announcement out the way so we can get to our guest. How about that? What do you
Hmm.
say, Miss Fiona?
I say we hurry up and let's go talk to this gentleman.
Okay. All right.
Hmm.
So first thing I want to do is give a shout out to all the healthcare heroes that are on the front line. We have so many people that are out there uh, keeping our family members alive. And I tell you, we need them on the front line doing their job, and it's a beautiful thing because this pandemic has not gone anywhere. People are still dying. People are still getting sick. So I applaud them and I salute them and I give them support each and every time that we go live on a broadcast. That's the reason why I wear this doctor shirt, because I'm in solidarity to all of the healthcare officials that are out there doing their job. So I thank them and I applaud them and I continuously pray for them that they keep doing what they're doing because they're sending our family members back to us alive. So I'm glad to have them on the front line. Also, I want to give a shout out to all of the pastors, all the pastors that are out there spiritually keeping us uplifted and keeping us informed on what's going on. Without the pastors on the front line, people would be, spiritually drained, spiritually, don't know where to go, discouraged, despondent. So our pastors keep us uplifted and they have a very important job as well. So I give a shout out to them every chance I come alive. And a special shout out to Dr. Hunt. Dr. Hunt is my mentor, and he has been doing a service every day for the last year. And he's been keeping us encouraged and keeping us uplifted. If you're not familiar with Dr. Hunt, please scroll down on my Facebook wall. You'll see him. Or you can go over to my YouTube channel. I got a whole playlist devoted to him. So please go check him out. You will not be disappointed. I've got some of his older messages up there, and I promise you, you'll enjoy listening to this man break down the word. And how do you find my YouTube channel? You go over to my website, ask-dr-ron.com. And when you get there, you can scroll up to the top and you'll see a YouTube button, you'll see an Instagram button, and you can click on any one of those buttons and it will take you to my social media. Of course, you already see where we are right here on Facebook Live. So, you can scroll over here and see all of the old shows as well. While you're at my website, please fill out a contact card. Let us know who you are. Also, scroll down even further and you can see all of our vendors and advertisers. And these people help make it possible for us to do what we do here on the Ask Dr. Ron show. So I need you to support, take a browse, go over and take a look at them. Check out Port Again Sam if you're interested in some of the best wine and imports from all over the world. He brings them in so that you can get them here in the Chicagoland area and other places around the world. We also have RRJ Webb. He helps people with their websites, domain names. He can help you with all of those things. I got a call on 2 days ago. A young lady called me up with a 911. My website been down for a week now. I need some help. And she said, "What's Ralph's number?" And I gave her the number, put him on three-way. And they've been working on trying to rescue her website. So, he is definitely good at what he does. So you definitely want to, check him out. If you're interested in doing a website, talk to him. His link is right there. Click on it. It'll send you right to his information, and you can give him a call and you can talk to him. We also have a couple of advertisers that Miss Fiona has brought to us. So, Miss Fiona, you want to tell us about your advertisers?
Sure. The first advertisement is the Child Care Center, which is called Kidropolis Child Care and Developmental Center. It is on 8104 South Halsted Street. They are now enrolling kids from 6 weeks to 6 years old. So if you want to come down and take a tour of the facility, or you can call or check out the website. The website is kidropolischildcareca.wixsite.com, and that's Kidropolis Chicago. And then the other advertiser that we have is a child book author, and he also has a brand. You could check that out at iamoyab.com. And then also we have Immaculate Educational Consulting, which is a part of my passion. And it just tells you for a little bit more about myself and what I do. You can also go to www.immaculateeducation.com or go to Dr. Ron's page at askdrron.com and click any of those flyers or websites and find information about those as well.
Yes, we got a lot of good information over there on the website. All you got to do is just go over there and check it out.
Mm-hmm.
You will be surprised on some of the services that we offer over there. So please go check it out. Well, we're at that time of the show where I am so excited to bring our guest on. And like I mentioned before, um, I have met this young man over 10 years ago. He came on my show and he was doing plays and movies and just, inspirational stuff at the time. And I was so excited to have him on my show then, and I'm so excited to have him on my show now. So welcome to the show, Mr. Cortez Mack. Welcome to the show, brother.
What's going on, doctor?
Man, it's good to see you, man. You haven't aged at all, man.
Listen, I appreciate it.
I mean, you still look just as ugly now as you did 10 years ago.
Come on, talk about it. Ain't nothing changed.
Ain't nothing changed. I know that's right. So tell us what's been going on over the last 10 years, if you don't mind. Bring us up to speed.
Oh man, first say appreciate you giving me a couple of seconds on your show, man. I'm glad. Man, last 10 years. Oh my God, we went from doing my first feature film, What About the Children, and some anti-youth violence PSAs, up until man, we done some gospel videos, some more PSAs. Been working on my next two feature films, one in Chicago, one in Kenosha, which is a Christmas movie. Short films on educational pieces like mental illness, PTSD, teen bullying. So we getting those messages out now, so we can just try to share some hope, in our communities, within our youth families, and all these areas, man. Because we need more than just biopics and slave movies out here and broken family stories.
I heard that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know when I talked to you the other day, you mentioned that you have caught the eye of Lifetime for one of the features that you're doing now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The Christmas movie. We got one of my cats from Chicago. He went to LA doing his thing, and then decided to jump on my Christmas movie in Kenosha. We supposed to start filming last year, but the pandemic put us all at a pause. And sometimes it's good because it gives you time to strategize and do it right. And it also put me in a position as a director to try to make be cautious, how we get these films out now. There's more, especially we have children in this film, so really
Hmm.
want to be careful. So it's a beautiful thing, especially when we've connected with the city of Kenosha, bringing this in, and they're supporting us. Even though we've been pushing and pushing, delayed, I'm very, very grateful that they still supporting us. So it's a good thing, man. And yeah, we do have interest of Lifetime and what's the other one? Hallmark,
Okay.
and that's all due to a article that I've been pushing since we did. We got an article in the Kenosha News last February, so we've been using that as our little marketing piece, and
Okay.
it's kind of worked.
Okay. Good. 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 So now you're not scared to going up there because the police might shoot y'all for being black. You know that, right?
It's all right.
No, it ain't.
Listen,
Yeah, it might
but
turn
but
into a different kind of movie.
but I hear you. But that's the beauty of it. We got the politicians, the church community, and they're all multicultural. So they have embraced it because we share the message of healing and hope, and use the Christmas theme as the message. And the message really of the film is love. It's not really about Christmas. It's just we got to get back to loving each other genuinely and forgiving
Hmm.
each other. You know.
Yeah, I totally agree. So now, if I remember correctly, 10 years ago, you were doing like plays and movies, right? Is that what you were um, promoting at that time?
I was actually transitioning from doing plays to film, and it really jumped out because at one point, I just felt there was too many playwrights, out here during that time,
Hmm.
but I started looking at the television, and it kind of changed my mind. So I was sort of kind of um, assigned, but I'm gonna also say pushed, because what pushed me into film was the fact that my job had downsized at the time, and I just jumped out here on faith, man, and I've been doing this stuff ever since.
Okay. Now, tell the people what your role is in the film.
Writer, director, producer, but I'm a type of cat. I'm sorry, I'm a type of gentleman who who likes to spread my wings, and I know I can't do all this stuff by myself. So it's good to have good friends and people who see your stories, your vision, and jump on. And most people, and I appreciate them so much, man, have come on, without a invoice, and but still I don't take that for granted. I find that an honor because they see more of the message than really getting out here. And I listen, it don't literally, to make a good film, it really don't cost no money. It's just people sort of kind of on that high, I've invested so much into my own stuff. I my wife had to tell me to get in the corner sometimes. Hello, I don't listen to it though, but pray for me.
Well,
I hope she ain't listening.
I'm glad you mentioned the fact that you don't pay, because I sure was going to try and campaign for a job. I got a lot of free jobs already. I don't need no more free job. Lord have mercy,
I
boy.
hear you.
Peanut butter costs money.
I feel
Right.
you.
Look, I'll be in that trailer trying to eat up all the food. 'Cause we ain't getting paid. I gotta eat.
Listen, enjoy the food.
I know that's right. Look, let me give a couple of shout outs. My brother in broadcasting, Mr. Chris Bass, is on the line. He said, "What's up, Dr. Ron and Fiona?" Miss Teresa Taylor, all the way over in Las Vegas. She's on there. Hey, Dr. Ron. Miss Karen, all the way over in Australia. We got the Australians back on the line with us today. Shout out to Australia on today. Thank you for coming on. She said, "I love cat over gentleman." There you go. See, she caught that. You see, you thought you was doing something that was a mistake, and you got a population over there in Australia that like that. You know what I'm saying? So I just have to give a couple of people a shout out. We already talked about Francisco, the chocolate Yoda. He's still there too, checking out with a smiley face and everything. So that's a beautiful thing. So now, how does that work? I want to get back to that. Um, you say that you don't have the budgets really to produce these projects. So, how does that work? Because I mean, usually they say, and I'm just gonna put this out there, and then you can come back and correct the misinformation. You need a big budget. I know Spike Lee, when he did his first movie, School Days, not School Days, but She's Gotta Have It. He did it all on plastic. He took a credit card, and it didn't hurt that the girl was butt naked most of the time in the movie, but it was a hit, you know, you know, but so how does that work? When you don't really have the budget to put stuff together.
Well, first of all, everybody's story is different,
Hmm.
and also we can add Robert Townsend in there. He did this on the
Right.
plastic too with a Hollywood Shuffle,
That's right.
you know. But see, while they were coming up, I was coming up under them. At that point I had no interest in film, but even though I admired both of them cats, um, everybody's journey is different financially. I'm my my budget is my paycheck, but I have to balance my paycheck. And I've learned to, as I got older and longer in marriage, that my family is more important than this stuff. This stuff can kind of hold off, wait, it'll get done. But I have to make sure that there's a roof and food on the table for my family first before anything. Yeah. With people with no budgets, I've learned because I've sat around people on the West Coast, East Coast, and even here. I've known that if you first faith, and if you have a vision and you have people see the vision, I've seen um, cats from the north side have a $60 budget, and that $60 budget went to lights and probably one other little thing. They shot a pilot of something over a pizza joint up north, um, and because they had a vision and they had support, the pizza person provided them their food every night because he helped supported them in their vision. Them cats submitted their stuff to the New York Television writer screen test or whatever, and we talking about at least 6 7 years ago, and that show got picked up on MTV.
Mm.
So it really don't take a budget; it really take vision.
Hmm.
And if you put your project in the right hands and get the right support, man, listen, listen, there's a lot of budget. People don't know that, like that film Open Water,
Hmm.
that was probably one of the smallest budgets ever. And if I'm not mistaken, it was shot with one camera, and it may have been a phone at the time. Don't quote me on that, but I know it was shot with one camera, and that movie made millions to almost billions of dollars.
Mm.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
So
Yeah.
it's not really about the budget, man. And sometimes we need to come off that high because we miss our journey and making stuff happen for real because we worried about. Listen, you know what? Ask the next question because I don't want to make nobody mad.
No, say your mind, brother. Say your mind.
Because
Hey.
listen, I think sometimes, man, even in this thing, I think we just over money it.
Mm.
Uh, we over and we miss the mark because we feel like we can't do nothing if we don't have money. Listen, if we got support, we got good people who cast and believing in the film, it works. And what I do is I let everybody who work with me. Listen, in the beginning, you may not. Only thing we may get during the casting is catering and things like that. But on the end, and when we got the screening, I would give people 15, 20, 25 tickets, sell that, and you keep that money. I
Mm.
can't listen. I have a family. That's the first thing. And most times, I have no problem catching it off on the end because I'm more grateful to the people who decide to be a part of my little film.
Okay.
Hello,
All
somebody.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, what's your background? You go to Columbia. Where did you get your inspiration or education to get involved in this?
Oh my goodness, this thing jumped on me late 86. 86, I didn't know what it was about, but it came to fruition in 88 when I did my first little skits in my former church that I came up. And I just became like the theater person in my church, writing plays, poetry, then tapped into a little gospel music, recording. I have no history. I had a conversation with my wife, and I looked on my side of the family, my father's side of the family, and my mama's side of the family. Ain't nobody doing what I'm doing. So I felt it was an honor. Some was bestowed upon me, and I just ran with it. I went to
Mm.
Columbia College, the best school in the world. Um, it just so happened I
Yes.
went to Columbia with majoring in business management and minor in theater production. The smallest area in the school I had interest in, and I had all that film around me in television. I had no interest at the time.
Okay.
But I always go back and pay homage now. I stay connected to my Columbia College graduates and people. And we worked on a couple of projects together. Well, I supported them on a couple of projects together as like student projects. So I
Mm-hmm.
always give back in that area.
Okay. Yeah. Shout out to Don Fonches is on the line. Her father was one of the original Dales, and she's been a fan of mine for a long time. She stopped in to say hello. She's saying, "Hey, Dr. Ron, I see you. Thank you for seeing us. We appreciate it. This is the time in the show where I usually get out the way and let Miss Fiona throw you under the I mean put you under the magnifying glass. I ain't gonna say throw you under the bus.
Let's go.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with it. I believe that people should know who they're talking to. And for future references, this is like a good resume, no?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So, hi, Mr. Mack. How are you?
I'm doing great. How you doing, young lady?
I can't complain. Thank you for being on the show today. My first question for you is, you told us that you went to Columbia, which is a nice school. Where's that located again?
South Loop.
Columbia, South
South
Loop.
Loop.
And oh, so it's in Chicago.
Yes,
Chicago.
Chicago.
So
I'm
okay,
sorry.
gotcha. So in asking that, I wanted to know, do you think that is essential to go to a film institute in order to become a successful filmmaker?
Nope. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because before I really jumped into the directing and screenwriting part, while
Hmm.
I was transitioning, I started doing like extra work on with students, and at that time they had the boss and uh, oh god, I forgot the name of that little TV series they would show. I was on that almost every week or every other day, and I just started watching these cats behind the production. So what I
Hmm.
did was I took a year and a half off, and I just Googled everything about screenwriting, the terminology, everything. I learned how to format different scripts from screenplays to pilots to shorts. So, and right now, 2020, everything is self-taught,
Hmm.
literally.
Hmm.
But with a family, sometimes I can't get in the way I want to get in, especially being the only boy in the house. So,
Oh
only
Oh,
dude.
Lord.
Pray
Yeah,
for me.
yeah, yeah. You got
what
you
does
got
that
you got it
mean?
rough, bro. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
wait, what does that mean?
The only
Now, is it
man in a house full of all. Well, how many women you got?
a wife and two teen daughters?
Oh yeah. Hey man, I'm gonna send you this blessed oil I've been praying for. You're gonna need to sprinkle a little of that around. Try and keep down some stuff.
Retie by bow tie.
You're funny.
uh,
So, in that case, what what is so that's a good thing. I'm thinking about having women around to help you with this whole thing. In your opinion, what is the most important quality of a film director?
Patience. Because you got to deal with everybody, and when you come on set, first of all, you have to be in a place to be ready,
Hmm.
and you can't really make it personal, and sometimes it can go down that path, but I can't let one person or maybe two disturb me of a cast of 10 or 15 more.
Hmm.
And then you got to be aware that some people are coming on in different spaces. You got to deal with, okay, bring it in. We're trying to get through it, but some
Hmm.
people may be grieving or may are dealing with things. So you got to be careful. And on a side note with that, as a minister, sometimes you just gotta be able to really be sensitive. Watch your words,
Hmm.
your actions, because you really don't want to break nobody. Our job is to really uplift and encourage people. So you gotta have a lot of patience and compassion.
but before
Hmm.
before Fiona ask the next question and you answer it, Miss Karen over in Australia said, "Loving this dialogue, support, connections, honoring creative vision, giving back, prioritizing family." Okay, she said that. Okay, Miss Dawn said, "Got your support." Also, Karen says, "Estrogen baby." Uh, and to you, Miss Fiona, she said, "Great questions, Fiona. Thank you."
Thank you, thank you. See, I
So
try to
go
get in
ahead,
it.
Fiona. Go ahead. You still got them. Keep on throwing
Um,
them at them. You got them.
so if you have, so say that you have to have patience, and a lot of time when dealing with other people, you have to have patience dealing with other people. Um, could you describe what, or have, I'm sure, have you bumped into any unprofessionalism as with any of your actors or actresses, and what was that like?
Yeah. Once again, I mean, most people don't know, but I kind of put the proclamation over myself that I'm the coolest cat in the country.
Hmm.
So it takes a lot to really get me upset, mad, and all those things. But when it comes to that place, uh, as a director, yes, I have experienced it many times. Um, but I've learned to uh, um stand back for a minute, observe, and choose my words because my job is to keep the atmosphere good and
Hmm.
positive. So I would encourage the person, if the energy is good, if there's anything that I need to do to kind of help you get on this page, talk to me. Don't talk to nobody else about it because I got to make sure this run well. And in most of those cases, we come to find out that even when we begin reading the scripts or going through particular scenes, or maybe we rehearsing and one of the cast members sing a song that's in a project, that person end up breaking down and getting themselves encouraged. And then there have been majority of the times we literally stop rehearsal and we start embracing that person or persons,
Hmm.
because most times when somebody get to those stages, they are dealing with something else
Hmm.
and they just don't know how to adjust in the rehearsal. So I've learned to keep myself open, um, and to be aware of the surroundings. And sometimes I had to step away and talk to a particular cast and trust the other cast members to keep going in rehearsals, and then and just continue to flow. And then not only after that, maybe the next day or so, or I don't allow it to linger like no more than 2 days. I will call to check up on the cast member, and you good,
Mhm.
XYZ, and I'm not being kind of biased, but if it's a dude, normally I would get the cast from the dudes from the cast, and maybe some other people in ministry, and we'll
Mhm.
probably just go get some wings or bowling to try to help distract what's on that person's mind at the moment.
Mhm.
Because the last thing I want to do is to be a part of somebody who done gave up, especially when it's my
Mm-hmm.
job to give life or help give life.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Great answer. Great answer. And so,
Bring
and
it, come on.
she.
No.
Listen, I'm getting there because you have a very important job, especially when being a writer and knowing that that you are given a vision so that somebody else can see it, and then in learning with and how people learn in a visual learning I just lost the word module. um it's important to have everybody on the same page. So I definitely understand what you mean. And so in understanding that, how would you ensure that the production stays on schedule, even though like you will have like some breakdowns and stuff? You have some deadlines outside of how people personally feel. How do you ensure that the production stays on schedule?
Well, being the type of gentleman that I am, I I'm trying to keep, trying not to go into the lingo, but
Mhm.
I've always learned that I have to be open and aware that things happen. It could be a rainstorm. Somebody could have a bad day. I can have a
Mhm.
bad day. Uh, and I'm gonna give you a current example. Unfortunately, past the weekend, there was a tragic in my family. Um, and I was scheduled to start shooting my Christmas movie this past weekend.
Mhm.
But when the unfortunate tragic happened, I had to stop. But immediately that day, I informed my cast about my family loss. And I'm thank God that instantly they all understood. Not only that, they started to pray. And I appreciate that. And my other cast did the same thing. So things happen.
Mhm.
And it's good to be around people who understands, and because I have to be sensitive to if anything happened with them. You
Mhm.
know, we job loss is tragic. Family loss is tragic.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody could have been on their way to a rehearsal with us or filming. It could have been in an accident. So I've learned to adjust and try to keep everybody who's around me on a positive note and let
Mhm.
them know immediately it's gonna get better.
Mhm.
It's gonna get better, and that matter of fact, it's gonna be better.
Mhm.
So I don't get upset when unfortunate things happen.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask a quick
Understand.
question. So do you specialize in musicals, or how would you say your comedies, combination of music and comedy? What would you say your formula for filmmaking is?
Inspiration. A lot of my things, like my short films. A lot of my short films, I was inspired with the fact it took me back to as a child being at the doctor's office, and when we look up at the television, we see a lot of uh, uh, educational health issues. It can be about whatever the case may be. And it dawned on me that those are actors portraying these images in the hospitals. And it took me back in school when we would watch these little film clips or whatever. And I was like, these are actors. But the thing that struck me was, well, now I'm black.
Mm.
And we deal with the same issues,
Mhm.
mental, PTSD, bullying. We deal with that. But see, we are afraid to be a part of this message because it isn't popular. My inspiration come from and to be honest, even having a conversation with you all, uh, being in a room with anybody, something just drop. Um, One of my last inspiration was a script I wrote called "Split Image," and it's about a son who's mimicking his father this particular morning. Like He'll wake up and go work out, the son would do it. He'll go and brush his teeth, the son would do it. He would go work out, the son would do it. He'll tie his tie, the son would do it. And it goes to show that a saying by I forgot his name, but it said that something to the fact that a son will follow his son's footstep more than what he say. And from that one script, 3 short films have been created out of that one script, where one of them has won the Joliet Short Film Festival, and 2 other stories are being created right now. So inspirations come, and I just try to remember a lot of them.
Yeah.
You know, because I got a shelf full of stuff.
So when you say short film, what would be the length of a short film?
I try not to go over 10 minutes. And so far, my last 2 short films have been like roughly a little bit over 9 minutes.
Okay.
And short films, you really got to build up, hit that point, and bring home what the message is about. And your end could be healing, it can be reconciliation, whatever it is. You got to tell that beginning, middle, end. And it have to be engaging.
Right. That's true.
All right, Miss Fiona, I got my little 2 questions in. Go
You
ahead.
got some 2 questions in there. Okay, so going back to a little bit, a couple of minutes before, we said you like to do a lot by yourself. I feel like a leadership, sometimes it can be, you want to do it the way that you do it, the way that you see it. What is your approach to also help myself? What is your approach to delegation?
Listen, I try, and to this day I still do. I'm gonna give you an example with the scripts that I have. I literally, before we got on, I've contacted actors and let them know, listen, I got this script, you're interested, blah blah blah. And so far, out of 5 people I reached out to, 5 people interested to read my scripts, and I'll be like, listen, if you can find a director, let them do your thing, because I knew a long time ago I cannot do it all. And I'm not gonna try to do it all, because a season when I did, and this was when I was, what we at, early 2000s, when I did try to do it all, it affected me health wise so bad that I was stage managing plays, trying to write the plays, doing operations in church, and come to find out that I was affected at that point. I didn't know, with I think it was called a thyroid with Graves' disease or something, and I went from uh, like 225 to maybe like under 100 pounds within like 2 weeks,
Oh, wow.
because I was just going. And it got to a point where I don't do drugs. I never did drugs or anything, but it got to a point where people was like telling my wife, "Your husband doing drugs, you don't know about it." And
Oh,
I'm like,
wow.
yeah, I'm like, what? It's just the fact that I wasn't eating right. I was traveling, and I had to stop.
Mm,
So at that point, it's like, listen, I tell people, listen, I can't do it all. Huh? What? You want to
mhm,
do what? Okay, no
mhm,
problem.
mhm.
And in any of my productions, even though I write the script, I always give people the opportunity. If they feel it better and it's said a different way, go ahead. Go ahead,
Mhm,
do your thing.
So you don't have a problem with people improving when they get on the set. Yeah. Yeah.
I love improv because it's more real than the script.
Hey man.
true.
Look.
And some people get so mechanical with the line. And I did went to the store because the store was down the street. And no, no, have
It's too
fun.
robotic.
Uh,
Right.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
bad acting, but I don't know. I'm not an actor.
I hope I ain't boring y'all too much.
No, this is very
Hey man,
interesting.
look, let me just say this before Fiona goes again. We got a question.
Hmm.
Where can I find some of your films that came up? So we're gonna let you explain that. Explain that.
You can go to on Facebook. I have you can go on YouTube and type in Cortez Mack. I'm the Cortez Mack with a picture of me and my wife. You may see a Mac Cortez or a Cortez Mac TV. That's not me. It's a Cortez Mac with a picture of me and my wife, and it has all my film work on there.
All right. So that answers that question. Now, we're gonna give you a chance to say something to Miss Karen all the way over in Australia. She said, because of the time zone. She got to go to work. It's 9 a.m. over there. So you want
Mhm.
to say something to her before she get out of here? She said, "This is thoroughly. Thank you all so much for such honest, engaging conversation. Unfortunately, due to country time zones, I am going to have to leave to start work at 9 a.m. I am thoroughly enjoying this. I hope to catch whatever. I ain't, let me see. Let me click the last part of this. Oh, well, she got a whole paragraph. Let me see.
She
Uh, I am thoroughly to catch the replay. Please PM me the link. Dr. Ron will do. Warmest thanks to you all, Dr. Ron, Fiona, and Cool Cat. So what you gonna say to Australia?
What?
and the cool cat.
Yeah. She gotta go to work, so you gotta say something nice to her behind that.
Oh, I appreciate it. You know what? And the reason why I appreciate it the most, coming from her, because lately a lot of my work has been accepted and appreciated, and I won literally all the awards I won have been overseas,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Europe, Sweden, um, Prague. Listen, my first film, What About the Children, was screened in New Zealand.
Uh-huh.
When it got kicked out of, at that point, it had got kicked out like 25 film festivals. Listen, and we talking about youth, church, and black. But
Mhm.
it's okay. I love the overseas now.
All right now. That's what's up. Yeah. So Miss Fiona, I know you got a couple more questions because she didn't even write them down
I-
this time. So she
Absolutely. So you just named a few, or you named quite a few films that you have done. Can you tell us more about what is your? Do you have a pride and joy?
My first feature film, What About the Children? And that was a film because I was like a youth leader in my church and in the community. And I actually did that as a stage play. And it was just interesting that when I did the casting call as a stage play, I was only thinking black people. But the headshots were coming in multicultural. It
Mhm.
made me believe that the recorded film is about the neglect that our young people feel from home, and that spirit travels with them in school, church, and all these areas, and how we deal with it when they come into our presence. Uh, that film told a story that we sometimes want to keep secluded within our own community and don't realize that um, there were people coming from like northwest suburbs to audition, and I put some in the film um, because it's a child neglect is a multicultural issue,
Yeah.
and I appreciate the cast who decided to do it. Be a part of it. I shot that film. I reshot that film twice because people, once again, we're dealing with the egos. This how people do a little extra on Empire. And their rides.
Mhm.
You know,
No, he
Mhm.
said extra.
But the I arrived thing is the
listen,
right.
Oh man, that's
listen.
funny.
Everybody SAG eligible now. I mean,
Uh,
but what about the children? Because it's a film that was finally completed in 2014. Even though I started the journey in 2011, shot it twice, and we got it fully completed. And they submitted. It still didn't getting accepted well because of the message.
Mhm.
My films, and I can repeat this boldly and with so, my films don't have no profanity, no sexual content, and no violence. The closest may get my last film, that's My Sister's Cup. That film was rejected by three major black entities, from the American Black Film Festival to TV One to Up Television. And the reason why it was rejected because I brought the father back into the story.
hmm. Wow.
It,
That's
Man,
a whole nother segment for me.
I
yeah,
got you.
buddy, for
I
real, for
got
real. Man, you just disappointed me a
Wow.
little bit in that, talking about you don't have no sex, no violence, and no what?
no profanity,
Man, at least two of them,
no
I'm
sexual
charged.
content.
I do them every time I go on the air. Sex and cuss.
Listen, listen. I do the same thing when the lights off. Hello.
Lights off.
Come on now.
Look, and just for the record, I know everybody been talking about Kirk Franklin cussing. See, he brought cussing back. I appreciate it.
Oh man.
I appreciate it, boy, because them folks been running around. They've been cussing, but he brought it back. Like he got caught on tape cussing. I'm like, man, they're gonna be cussing in the pulpit for the next 6 months. You watch.
Listen, they're already doing that.
I
They're
know,
doing that.
I know, man. But look, he brought it back, brother. He brought it back. He got it going on again. Because some of them kids need to be cussed out. Yeah, I said it.
That's fine.
Look, please, look. I'm thinking about paying some people to go, go cuss out some kids I know need to be get cussed out. They ain't none of mine. But look, I'm gonna need you to go over here and cuss these kids out for me. Please do it. They need a good cussing out. All right. But go ahead, baby. Go ahead.
I'm just laughing because it's like, why does that make the message even more prevalent when you cuss?
Okay, first of all, let me just say this: curse words ain't nothing but adjectives. Okay, it's a word of expression. And I was having this conversation with somebody earlier this week, and what we say are curse words in the United States, if you go someplace else, curse words might be different. Like, bloody is a curse word in Europe. Okay. So, if you hear somebody saying something like, you bloody bugger, he just cursed somebody out. If you heard that, but in America, you wouldn't, like, what the heck is he talking about? But he's expressing himself in a way that, just as an adjective, so in America, we can emphasize or de-emphasize any word we want. We can make it have an impact or not have an impact, no matter what the word is. Like my mama threatened to kill me at least once a week. So thank God she never acted on it to the degree of what murder really means. You understand what I'm saying? So you can emphasize or unemphasize, a word, any kind of way, that you need to or you want to. Okay. So, curse words, I think we lost you, Miss Fiona. I don't know what happened. We still got Cortez, but Fiona, you disappeared on us right there. I don't know what happened. You touched something.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, but we can't see you. So something happened,
Okay.
I don't know if you would agree with that or not, Cortez, but you have a choice on what's offensive to you and what's not. That's basically what I'm saying. And we got a comment from Francisco. He says the concept of curse words is silly. They all have an equivalent that is considered acceptable. That is arbitrary and childish. It's all just sounds out of our mouths. So thank you for that, my brother Chocolate Yoda. Are you still there, Miss Fiona? Nope, she's gone. Okay, we lost her, so she's gonna have to call back. I don't know what happened, but we'll get her back in a minute. Let me see something because we're getting a little static from her line.
If you can hear me, doctor, but
Yeah,
your audio went out. Oh, it's back in.
yeah, I can hear you. You can hear me. Yeah, she kind of dropped out for a second, so she's gonna. There she is. Yeah.
You see me?
We got you. Hold on, give me a second. All right. Okay, let's take that and do that. There you go. We got you back. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you're back now. All right.
Okay.
So You didn't hear Francisco's comments, so you're gonna have to go read it in the comments so you can get what he said. But man, we've almost killed a whole hour here. I want to make sure that everybody pays attention to Cortez's information on the screen here. His Facebook at Cortez Mack, and his phone number is listed here. And if you want to volunteer to be in one of his movies, reach out to him. If you want to be of service to what he is doing, reach out to him. Like I said, I've been knowing this brother for over 10 years, and we ain't been out, hanging out or nothing like that. But he always, and I mean always, over the last 10 years, keeps me up to date on what he's doing. He will send me a text. He will send me a email or something, and I'll look up and say, yeah, that's Cortez. I know who that is, because I get that spam stuff that comes in. And I don't be knowing, I'm like, but then after I look at it, I'm like, oh, that's my guy. I know who that is. See, I still own you even after all this time, So
12 years a slave. Hello.
There you go. There you go. So please support what he's doing. If you're interested in being behind the scenes, looking over his shoulders, no better way to learn than looking over somebody's shoulder who has a success. And tell a quick story here about a friend of mine who used to do films out of New Orleans. And he was in that same graduating class of Spike Lee. He went to school with him. And he went to Atlanta to work with him on School Days, and that was a major studio production. So they had to bring in all of the crew from off the East Coast and West Coast. So it was no, him picking his homies like he did the first time and putting them to work in this film. He really didn't have no say, how the budget determined who got what job. So he wound up staying in Atlanta doing PSIs for the next 10 years before he decided to move back to New Orleans and finishing up some of his other film projects, because it's interesting about the film bug. Once you get bit by the film bug, it's not a bug that you can easily shake. People, they have scripts, and he did a children's film on all children, all cast, all children, about a children's brass band, and in New Orleans, brass bands are big, so, and it was an inspirational piece, on how children can come together at a young age and create a sound that was so unique, that they became a very popular brass band, and it was a beautiful thing. And Francisco said, we need more cool cats like you, Cortez. Thank you for everything you do, sir. So, hey man, people admire what you're doing, and they will support what you're doing. So, I encourage you to, work all the social medias, man. Make sure folks know where you at, man, so that they can, make sure when you enter into film festivals and things of that nature, people are making sure that, they support you so that you can come away with some of those prizes, and, I told you I would help, I got a voice, man. I got a face for behind the scenes. I don't know about being, on the camera, but
He just feels face to me.
I had to go to my good side. This is my good side.
All right.
But we can, whatever you might need some help with, I'm throwing myself in the arena. So, hey, there's never a such thing that you got too much out there. I love to keep things going, be different, reinvent myself every 30 minutes. Hey, that's what I'm about. But so Miss Fiona, did you have any more questions with him before we let him get out of here?
My last question for you is, what advice would you give to up and coming filmmakers?
Oh man, that's that's a broad response, but I would just say stay focused. Because if you lose focus, you pretty much lose what you believe you have, or your dream, your goal, your vision. And there are times when it's gonna look like it's not gonna work. Is and the thing about it is that sometimes, because I went through this phase where people around you didn't see my work, and your family, close friends, church members, things like that. They didn't respect the work because unfortunately we have decided what success is. And if it's not the Jay-Z's or the Tyler Perry's or those type of cats, then we're not looked at as being serious. But most people don't know that while most people are sleeping and doing other things, we're thinking about our next story. We're thinking about how to get a few dollars. And in my case, and many other filmmakers, we're thinking about how much money we need to invest, which we're not going to try to take away from our family and our responsibilities. It's a sacrifice, and trust me, it's been a couple of conversations me and my wife had that it wasn't very supportive, but I try to be persistent and stay focused, because I know I'm not taking away from my family, but I know this is something God gave me, even if it don't get on the major scale. When I was doing plays, I had that desire to be a real big time playwright. But then when God set me down, I'm trying to tell you, when He set me down, He said, everybody's not going to go to the theater. Everybody's not going to go to the movies. There are people broken in these communities that need to see what you're doing. And
Amen.
that's why I've learned to reel it in and be humble and deal with people. You know what? Let me go ahead and digress from that, because when I kind of get to this place, it gets a little emotional, because I start thinking about the lives that the journey we went on to affect people, and the people who were currently affected. That's my mission. Listen, I think we need to kind of digress, because I'm trying not to, you know, get emotional, but
Mm-hmm.
I do because I'm compassionate. I have a passion for people. I have a
Mm-hmm.
passion for married couples. I have a and I got a marriage documentary that was on halt because filming it, married couples were good, but trying to go to editing, by the time I got to editing, 3, 4 married couples divorced.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, and
Wow.
Wow.
then tried to start shooting again. Come to find out, separation. And it's like, but then I got kind of, my little place in that. But
Mm-hmm.
God rerouted me on how to do that.
There you
So
go.
that
Yeah.
that's why I say every film you got to stay focused, because everything we want to do
Mm-hmm.
looks good, but sometimes God say, "Let me twist this a little bit."
All right now. Yeah, well, see,
True.
you can always do a show about side boos. That would have worked.
Hey, it's 2021. You don't know what you're gonna
Yeah,
get.
Yeah,
y'all trying to get me,
yeah.
on bootleg Peacock TV.
Hey, look, we got to get out of here. Our hour has come and gone, and
Oh
man, I
wow.
just want to thank you. I really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to come and share with us today, man. A lot of people have been touched by your comments, and hey, man, you gonna come see me again sometime?
Yes, sir. And I got a question for you, sir.
Yes, sir.
I have this. You say you want to get in front of the screen. And I'm always selective when it comes to the image and the message I'm trying to put out. There's a short film I just finished called "Sincerely Your Father," and that story is about four men sharing their heart to their fathers. And I've been looking for, and there's a Mexican, India, and a white husband, a white man, and a black man. Can't find a black man, and all he doing is telling his son at the day of his wedding that he's going to be all right.
I think
If you're interested,
I think I can handle that line. I can do it like the Godfather movie. You're gonna
You
be
okay,
all
you know
right.
what? No, you see,
black man.
he messed up already. He
Uh,
ain't even got the script and changing the scene.
look. It's just the accent. Son, you're gonna be all right.
He done changed the culture already.
He went from wedding to thug life, gangster.
Mobster.
I swear,
Hey, look, y'all, we gotta get out of here, y'all. Look, stay right where you at. Don't go nowhere, Cortez. Don't go nowhere, all right? Look, I want everybody to go over to my website, ask-dr-ron.com. Please support all my vendors. Like and share. Go to my YouTube channel, subscribe. This show will be posted in a little bit. It's going to be up this evening. Fill out a contact card. We need your support. Next week we supposed to have this Republican coming on, Mr. Walter Cannon. So hopefully, I can catch up with him. He ain't get picked up from being at the Capitol protest. So hopefully he'll still come on. So we're gonna reach out to him and make sure he's still, available to come on the show. All right. So Mr. Cortez, just hang on 1 second. Don't go nowhere. Stay right there. Miss Fiona, what do you got for us to leave on today?
I definitely like Mr. Mack's message of being patient. Patience and focus will take you very far in life. So, in all things, have more patience and have more focus. Enjoy the rest of your week and see you on Sunday.
Yep. All right, Mr. Cortez Mack, please, since you are our guest today, give us some words to take us out of here on, please.
Oh man, first it's an honor being on here, man. And all I want to say to the people is stay encouraged, and stay focused, and lift each other up.
All right now. Well, look, we appreciate everybody that came on and that's been making comments on the feed. We appreciate you. We're going to get out of here for this week. We got a little bit over time. Please donate. As you all see the donation information on the screen, where to donate to. Make contributions. We need your support. We're trying to make this thing better and better and gooder, as they say. So any contributions that you can make, we appreciate. See y'all next week.